Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. And the sky is pretty screwed up right now. This morning, I walked out, I was gonna take a picture because I said, oh look, an X in the sky, 2 plane trails. And then I came out, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes later, oh, they're all puffed out. I look at the whole sky right now, and there was not a cloud in the sky. And now it's starting to puff out and spider web out. Whole thing's gonna be enclosed. What should be a sunny day where you get a lot of vitamin D, you know, feels good on your skin, produce those natural vitamins that heal you and protect you. Well, guess what? We're gonna put a little screen in front of that so you can't necessarily get all that sunlight, because that's what they're doing right now. They are doing. Who's they? Doesn't matter, because yesterday this didn't happen, the day before it didn't happen. Now all of a sudden it's a clear day. Boom, you see all these plane trails, leaving clouds behind them, seeding clouds. I mean, if you can't see this stuff, you're just blind. You are living in an illusion. You're buying into the vampire matrix. It's so evident and obvious. I mean, my 9-year-old can see it. It's like, oh wow, look what they're doing. And you can just stand there, watch it spread out. I mean, how many times have you ever seen clouds just grow within minutes, seconds, really? You just don't see that. Not every day, but today, since it's gonna rain tomorrow, that's usually what happens. And I always say that, around here, anyway. If it's gonna rain tomorrow, if something's coming in, and pretty much an assurance that there's gonna be some rain, guess what happens? Get a day like this, clouds everywhere. You can probably see them back here. I mean, these are the results, all these lines of a single little plane trail that expanded out. Oh, there's so much more money than we're even aware of. I mean, if you think of the cost of this, you know, the fuel, running these planes around, loading them up with whatever it is, and it shuts on and shuts off. You can't tell me. It's not continuous, because you'll see a break in the pattern sometimes. So it's fully intentional. They know what they're doing, whoever's doing it. This is a great expense. Great expense. But anyway, what difference does it make when you can create money out of nothing, right? Does it really matter? And guess what? And you're going to pay taxes on it. Why? I don't know, because they can create it out of nothing. Well, I'm going to do it because it's my duty to pay Uncle Sam to be a good American, baby, to fund those foreign wars. And it sounds like we've got a few thousand troops. I read it, didn't go into the article. I just saw the headline, 2,000 troops, you know, going to assist in the Israel situation. Okay. I mean, just like that. You know, no declaration of war. Boom, here we go. Speaker of the House, you know, we don't have one of those yet because we don't have the Speaker of the House, you know, we need more money. And that was the thing. Jim Jordan's the latest. Jim Jordan, you know, I see both sides of this. Jim Jordan, he's our conservative guy, you know, and you got this guy out of Alabama saying Mike Rogers with the toupee, you know, the guy that was, you know, held back like this, you know, against Matt Gaetz and the whole Speaker McCarthy when he was being elected Speaker. Like, it's Kevin McCarthy. And so Mike Rogers was supposedly making a deal with the Democrats to keep Jim Jordan out. I think it's all theater. Honestly, I mean, I think all these people that they put up in front of us, it's just nothing but theater. They're trying to, oh, don't throw me in the briar patch. Oh, don't put Jim Jordan in there. He's so conservative. Oh, it'll be terrible. Democrats, don't throw me in the briar patch, the Jim Jordan briar patch. And, you know, and so, oh, conservatives are like, oh, yeah, they don't want Jim Jordan. Oh, we're getting Jim Jordan, baby. I'm sure he has no baggage. I'm sure he's not compromised in any way, is he? I'm sure if you went back to Ohio and started doing some research on his past, where he was at, he's squeaky clean, right? Good conservative boy. Yep, I'm sure that's the case. No, it's just another bait and switch. It's another ruse. It's just another, it's just all theater. That's all it is. All of this is theater. Anybody up there right now in a leadership position, they are there because they're selected, and it's not by you. That's how it works. And the game goes on, and the can gets kicked. I mean, has anything changed? Has anything changed anytime the House, we have, what was it? The GOP, you know, Newt Gingrich, you know, what a Bill of Rights, I don't know, conservative Bill of Rights. I don't even know what they freaking called it. Look at these trails. I mean, just as thick can be. That one, I mean, it's the size, whatever. These things go like 50 times the regular size, you know, the original size. I don't believe any of it. It's all a show. It's all theater. It's all to get people whipped up into this side or that side. And I hate these glasses. I'm so mad right now. They don't fit right because my face is crooked, see? One side's a little bit further than the other, and then the eyelash hits it because I've got fairly long eyelashes. So they're hitting the lens all the time, and it's so annoying. I just want to take them and crush them. But then I wouldn't be able to see very well when I'm driving, so that's not a big deal. If I'm not driving, doesn't matter. But since I do have to drive a few miles a day, I should probably be respectful of other people and animals on the road so that I don't accidentally hit them because I can't see. So I'll suffer through with the crooked face and crooked glasses and eyelashes hitting it. Oh, it's annoying though. Look at it, I gotta constantly adjust it. Pull this one away from the eyelash. I had LASIK surgery back in 2006. Well, guess what? That wore off. About 15 years into it. Starts wearing off your eye. You know, you get older, things deteriorate, the eye stretches, bulges, all that weird stuff. I'm gonna have to get contacts again. What a pain, though. What a pain. All right, enough of that. Yeah, so I'm not behind any of these people. I see a lot of people on X platform, Twitter, you know, social media, let's call it, and they're just so passionate about one guy or the other. Oh, Jim Jordan, he's our guy. Oh, screw these other people. You know, or Trump's my man. Trump or bust, man. I don't care what he does. Or Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is the only true Republican conservative. Put all your energy into this stuff, and does it really matter? Because, I don't know, in my lifetime, I used to think it mattered when I was younger, and I think most people do when they're younger, they think it matters. But as they get older, they realize all the people older than them that say, it really doesn't matter. And you kind of get older and you realize, you know what, it really doesn't matter. These people do the same thing over and over again. And it all comes down to this for me. You're living in a debt-based Ponzi scheme. And most of them know it. They understand that, well, we got to give lip service to balanced budgets and fiscally responsible. Let me open this up. Got my flip-flops, shorts on, ripped up Bitcoin shirt. Yeah, you know, I got a Bitcoin shirt. I've got Bitcoin stuff, but I'll tell you what, every time I buy Bitcoin stuff, it stops working. I've got a neon light in there that says buy Bitcoin in the bar, and the B went out on it. I had a little ticker, and I've got a Litecoin sign that works fine. I've got two little tickers that had the real-time price of Bitcoin, and then one that had Litecoin. The Bitcoin one stopped working. The Litecoin one's still working. I got the shirt. It's all ripped up. You know, I got a Bitcoin shirt. It's ripped up. I got a Litecoin shirt. Still works. I don't know. Just my path, I suppose. But really what it comes down to is you're living in a debt-based Ponzi scheme. Debt-based Ponzi scheme. And there's no way out of it. I mean, because for every dollar that's created, there's debt attached to it. And so if there's debt attached to every dollar that's created, and then that original borrowed money has to be paid back with the debt that went along with it, and then you got to create more money, well, that has debt attached, and pretty soon, you know, it's just this, you got to create more and 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 more, and that's just the game. And that's why we have over $33 trillion in debt, and it's gone up like $500 billion in the last month or something ridiculous. It just keeps spiraling up. Why? Why is that? Why can't we stop spending? Oh, why can't we? Because if you do, everything stops. It's like you're getting transfusions all the time in this corpse. You have to keep getting transfusions to keep it going. And as soon as you stop, it's like, it's a corpse. And everybody sees it's a corpse. And guess what? Everything stops. Nothing works anymore. So we just try to animate it, you know, just reanimate it. You know, it's like Dr. Frankenstein's monster. Oh, let's animate this creature and put it in the wild, let it go. And now you're just pumping blood into it, you know, defibrillating it, just trying to keep it going. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. That's all this is. And so everybody gives lip service to it, like, oh yes, we need to be fiscally responsible. We need a balanced budget. Oh, no more this, no more that. But ultimately they know it's not possible. You got to keep it going unless you completely overturn the tables. Get my drift? Turn over the tables in the temple. Unless you do something like that and start over with a new form of money. And then, you know, what happens to the people who have assets in the old system, or I should say money in the old system? Assets are a little different. If they're bought and paid for and you have them, you have them. But if you have money in that old system, currency in that old system, you know, currency like current, like flow, trying to keep that body going. If you have currency in there and then it stops, that currency is no good because there's no flow. In order to be currency, it has to have a current, it has to flow. When it stops flowing, doesn't work anymore. It's garbage. So if you think that you've got something in that system, you don't, because you might have currency, but you don't have money. You don't have sound money, money that exists when the government fails. You have their currency, but when that corpse dies and they can't pump anything else into it and there's no more movement, there's no more blood moving, that currency is dead along with the body. Now, if you got sound money, it exists just fine. Because it exists without a government. A government doesn't have to stay and stamp on it. Oh, this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. You know, this is good money. They don't have to say that. Because sound money becomes sound because people accept it regardless of what anybody else says. Gold, silver, there's a reason why they've always held value, because people want to put value on them. They assign value to it. They understand it. They realize, wait a minute. It's in a fire, it doesn't get destroyed. If you throw it at the bottom of the ocean, it's still good. You know, you pull it up hundreds of years later. Okay. Sound money. Doesn't matter. Governments come and go, you know, in that whole process. You know, the galleon is down at the bottom of the ocean. Spain, you know, changes hands. You know, new governments, this and that. You know, countries go away. Money's still good. Doesn't really matter where it comes from. Doesn't matter what government's got, you know, their little stamp on it or what face is on it. It's still good because it's gold, because it's silver. Well, now we've got digital money the same way. I was talking about Bitcoin, talking about Litecoin. These things exist outside of the government. They run on their own independent network. And guess what? When the government fails, they're still going to be running. What would you rather put your energy into? Currency that they're trying to keep going and flowing? It's going to die. It's going to be with the rotted corpse, worth nothing. Or something that's going to exist outside that system. I know my choice. You can choose wisely or you can choose foolishly, but you got to trust yourself to choose. All right. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Love you all. Just get out of the vampire system. Find ways to do that, please. Think about where you are and where you have your energy invested. Got it in a rotting corpse. All right. Love you all. Trust yourselves.